Hi guys, today I'll show you how to solve this algebra problem from Waterloo's grade 8 Gauss contest. This is question number 25 from year 2008, and it reads that Chantelle had two candles, one of which was 32 centimeters longer than the other. She lit the longer one at 3 p.m. and lit the shorter one at 7 p.m. At 9 p.m. they were both the same length. The longer one burned out at 10 and the shorter one burned out at 12 a.m. The two candles burned at different but constant rates. What was the sum of the original length of the two candles? Well, before we start, I'd like to just say that it will be a lot easier if you know how to solve systems of linear equations. Systems of linear equations are problems like this. You're solving for x and y, so you have two variables, and you're also given two equations. Unless in very special circumstances, you should end up with a unique value for both x and y. And we can solve problems like this using a technique called substitution. The first step is to take equation 1 and isolate y so that you can represent y in terms of x. The second step is to take equation 2, and wherever you see y in equation 2, substitute that with the expression you acquired in equation 1. And after you've done that correctly, your equation 2 should only have one variable, x. So you have essentially transformed this two variable problem into a one variable problem. And you can solve that in step 3 as a one variable equation. Now let's quickly walk through this example. I take equation 1 and I try to represent y in terms of x. So the first step is to substitute y. So 4y has to equal to 11 minus 3x. And I have a multiply by 4 here, so I try to divide both sides by 4. So I should y is equal to 11 minus 3x divided by 4. That's my representation of y in terms of just x. Now, the second step is to take equation 2, and wherever I see y, which only appears once, I replace that with this expression I have. So equation 2 is 5x plus 6y, except in this case, I don't write the y, I write this expression because y can be replaced by 11 minus 3x over 4. And the result is still 17. Is there a trick to solving this? Because I have a fraction here. Yes, there is. You can multiply both sides by 4. Remember, when you multiply a number by a bracket, you're distributing this multiplication to every term inside the bracket. So there are two terms here. One is 5x, one is 6 times this number divided by 4. Let's apply the distributive law here. So the right side is actually pretty simple. You only have 4 times 17, which is 68. And the left side, you have 4 times 5x, the first distribution. You have 20x left. And you have 4 times 6 divided by 4 times 11 over 11 minus 3x. So the 4 and 4 cancels out. You only have 6 times 11 minus 3x. And if you drop the bracket here, you should have 66 minus 3 times 6 is 18. X is equal to 68. This part doesn't change. And if you collect the like terms, you should have 20x minus 18x is 2x is equal to 68 minus 66, which is 2. So x must equal to 1. And once you have x, you can substitute x into this expression, and you can find y. So 11 minus 3 times 1, which is 8, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now let's get back to this question. There's actually a lot of information to sift through, so let's do this one by one. We know that we have two candles, one short, one long. If the length of the shorter one is k, then the length of the longer one must be k plus 32. Of course, if you really want, you can set the length of the long one to be k and the short one to be k minus 32. We know about the lives of these two candles. The long one started at 3 p.m. and ended at 10 p.m. So its life was 7 hours. The short one started at 7 p.m. and ended at 12 a.m. So its life was 5 hours. And we knew that they burnt at constant rates. So if the short one burned at a rate of x centimeters per hour, then after 5 hours, or 5x, then you should have burned through the entire length of a short candle, which is k. Similarly, if the long one burned at a rate of y centimeters per hour, then after 7 hours, or 7k, you should have burned through the entire length of the long candle, which is k plus 32. So 7y is equal to k plus 32. You can rearrange that to be 7y minus 32 is equal to k. And the reason we do that is to get rid of one variable k, so that if 5x is equal to k and so does 7y minus 32, then 5x must equal to 7y minus 32. Remember, we introduced a lot of variables in the beginning so that we can outline the relationships, but as we go through these information, if we can get rid of some of them, then we should do that to make our life simpler. And the final piece of information comes in at 9 p.m. when the remaining length of the two candles are the same. At 9 p.m., the short one has been burning for 2 hours, so therefore its remaining length is k minus 2x. And the longer one has been burning for 6 hours, therefore its remaining length is k plus 32 minus 6y. And here you can apply the trick of doing the same thing to both sides of the equation so you can get rid of k. Remember, living life is like solving an algebraic problem. You simplify as you go instead of leaving all the mess till the end. And in the end, you should have negative 2x is equal to 32 minus 6y. Now, pay attention to these two equations. You have two variables and two equations. This is a classic system of linear equations. And now we can apply the techniques that we learned before to solve these two equations and get unique values for x and y. And in turn, we can find the value of k. Now, let's take a look at these two equations. Remember, the first step is to take equation 1 and isolate one of the variables. In this case, since 5x is already isolated, it's probably easier for me if I just isolate x and represent x in terms of y. So x must equal to 7y minus 32. So far doesn't change. And I just need to divide everything by 5. Now, shift our attention to equation 2. Wherever I see x in equation 2, I no longer write x. Instead, I use this expression of x, right? So that I can replace x with y, such that I'm only left with one variable. So I replace x with 7y minus 32 divided by 5. And the right side stays the same, 32 minus 6y. Remember, the trick to get rid of this fraction is to multiply both sides by 5. So I have this, negative 2 times 7y minus 32. Because I'm dividing by 5, I multiply the entire thing by 5, I cancel them out. On the right side, I'm going to have to multiply everything by 5. Now apply the distributive property of multiplication. So negative 2 times 7 is negative 14 with the y. Negative 2 times negative 32, the result is positive 64. And looking at the right side, 5 times 32 is 160, minus 5 times 6, which is 30. Wow. Now you can collect the like terms. I'm going to move all the y's to this side. So negative 30y becomes positive 30. And positive 30 minus 14, you're left with 16y. Now I'm going to move all the constants from this side to the right. So positive 64 becomes negative 64. 160 minus 64, you're left with 96. And y has to equal to 6. Which means that the longer one burns at a rate of 6 centimeters per hour. By substituting this into the original the expression acquired from the first equation, you should be able to get the value of x. So x must equal to 7 times 6 minus 32 divided by 5. So the result is x is equal to 2. So x burns at a rate of 2 centimeters per hour. Remember, 5x is equal to the length of k, right? So therefore, the length of the shorter candle must be 5 times 2, which is equal to 10. And we know the longer one must have a length of 10 plus 32, which is 42. And you can add these two together. The value is a sum of those two candles.